Hey, what is up, Christianology family? So we have Black Twitter is furious over UFC fighter raising black boys in the image of God, right? So before we get to the video, guys, you know I'm just a small YouTube content creator, just allowing God to use me with my unique abilities. So if you think I'm doing that, hit the subscribe for me. I appreciate you. Let's get straight to this video.
We have texted for a few times, and I interviewed him for Turning
Yeah,
Point
that sound is
USA.
low,
And,
bro.
I mean, the guy is just the salt of the earth, man. And it's funny because people may think a man who's fighting for a living
It's like rough, probably.
can't be a Christian and a man of faith and a man of meekness and humbleness and all that. And Michael Chandler exhibits all of that. And I think he's one of the greatest men that I've ever talked to. And I'll say this, people mad at him because both of his boys or his children are black. Now, I'm going to play his clip, and there's nobody on planet Earth that can disagree with the words that are coming out of his mouth. And I say this every time I go to an event, every time I do a speech. If we can connect with God again or connect with God in a proper way, the country would not be so divided. It wouldn't be so divided. And I wanted to say this in the first part of the video, but I didn't want to just be so superfluous and turn people off. But it almost made me want to say that, you know what young black boys need? They need white fathers. But I'm not going to say, because that's not exactly what I mean.
Right. Bro, if you say that, they're going to say you sold out, bro. Don't say that, man. Don't say that on camera because you know these people, they overreact. Everything's an issue to them. Everything's a big deal to them, bro. Like, you say that they need white fighters, bro, like, they're gonna lose their heads. They don't even have a dad. Like, you don't have a dad. If you're a single mom, you don't have a dad at home. Why don't you be happy that someone's even trying to take that burden off you, trying to help you out? Even if it's white or black, it don't matter. As long as your boys are getting raised by a man of God, you should be better than what you started off with. You get me? Like, come on. Don't say that, though.
But they need fathers like this man. And unfortunately, a lot of these young men are raised by single women, or their fathers are just as nutty when it comes to being victims, and you black, so you gotta work twice as hard, and you gotta Why can't a man do what this man does? Why can't a man speak like this man does? It's not that hard, to be honest. It's simple. This type of behavior, mentality, focus, faith will lead to a generation of great men that flourish and that leads and that create families. But for some reason, people will be mad at him for saying what he said. Don't listen to me. Roll the clip.
I'm not raising black children. I'm raising children. I'm not raising black men. I'm raising men. And whether you are black or you are white, no matter what race that you are, there are certain things about being a man and being a good man when it comes to character and integrity and safeguarding the helpless and sticking up for those who need it and being a good man of reputation. None of that has to do with skin color. Everything has to do with the character of the man. The beauty of being a man of faith is we were called for a time and a family such as this. This is exactly how God created us to be. This is exactly how my family unit was supposed to be. Before I was even born, this is exactly how it was supposed to be. Before you were even born, he knew that you were chosen for me and mommy. And he knew that you were going to have your skin color. And he knew that I was going to have my skin color. And there's beauty in that. And it's unique to a lot of people. It might be foreign to some people, but is absolutely beautifully God ordained. And it's something that is going to be a part of our testimony. It's something that is making impacts through a butterfly effect that we don't even understand yet, whether it be people that see me from afar, people that see the way that I love you, the differences that we do have compared to if we did have the exact same skin color and the exact same eyes and the exact same hair. This is exactly the way God created you, and you were created in God's image, and you were created for so much more than you can ever think or imagine. And God has commissioned me and chosen me to be your dad. And the most important thing that I can be is your dad. And I tell him every single night, I whisper it into his ear. And he probably gets tired of hearing it, but I thank him. I'm like, I thank you so much for being my son, and I'm so proud to be your dad.
That's it. I don't even know if I need to say anything else. Why can't men raise their boys like this? That's how I raised my sons. My sons are biracial, so technically they're not black. I tell my son, my oldest son is old enough to understand this. You're not black. You're biracial. You are half of your mama, half of your daddy. And I tell him that so they don't pigeonhole my boy into saying, you black, so there's all these stereotypical things that mean when you black. I don't want that for him. I'm putting the record straight and saying that you're half and half. Let's start with that if you want to be fair about it. But then let's move on from that. Because at the end of the day, the decisions that you make will dictate what kind of man you are. There were great men in this country that were black. Great men who are white, Asian, African, South African, you name it. None of that skin stuff matters if you don't make it matter. I have been blessed, and so many people that don't look like me have sponsored, have donated, have supported, have helped, have encouraged, have come up to me in the airport. I love you. I appreciate you. One lady came to me and said her husband came to Christ because of something that I said on the video. None of them were black. And then I also have black people that come up to me all the time. Every time I fly through the airport, there's black people coming up to me all the time. And I'm not going to even lie to y'all. There's a few times where I was shocked. I remember a guy, he owns a couple restaurants here in the Phoenix Valley. We're in the mall. Dude tatted up, look like a gangster. He said, hey, you be Tatum? And I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to have to swing on homeboy. Because a lot of black people have a problem with me. But he said, oh, man, I love your stuff, man. We own a couple restaurants here, man. We should link up. TSA, I was flying international through LAX. So I went to the international thing. I'm at the check counter, dude got dreads and all kind of stuff, and I'm not thinking nothing of it. He go, be Tatum, man, I love you, man. I love what you do. Every city I go in, black people come up to me everywhere. I love what you do. I appreciate it. Come to my events. So at the end of the day, man, it's just about being a good person. It ain't about skin color. I wish that people would embrace and embody it. Martin Luther King had a dream, and in his dream, we should be looking at the content of your character, a meritocracy, not looking at the color of somebody's skin. And people who invoke his name don't believe nothing he said. Don't abide by nothing.
They don't believe nothing that man said, bro. They just use him as a prop. Use him as a prop and move on and try to spill their freaking agenda. That's all they do. That's all they do, bro. All.
Nothing he say he believed. Now, you can have your opinions about whether that dream was his dream or somebody wrote his dream for him. Regardless, what he said was real and should be applicable. Nobody cares about the skin color. I'm sick of seeing young black men raised to believe they're victims. I mean, a black man can have $1 million in his bank account.
And he's still a victim.
And that man in the society that we live in today believes that he is a victim. He is a victim.
LeBron is a billionaire, bro. He's a billionaire. One of the greatest athletes that's ever touched the freaking court. Still complaining that it's racism affecting him. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. How you a billionaire? You a billionaire, bro. You don't have to you literally don't have to work ever. You literally don't have to go to nobody's job ever. Never. You don't have to go to nobody's job. Nowhere. You are literally retired for the rest of your life. Your kids could eat, their kids could eat, and their kids could eat, and their kids could eat. Like, everybody could eat of what you did. And you're still complaining that there's racism and that it's going to affect you. But you're a billionaire, man. If it was racism, they wouldn't have made you a billionaire. They would have kept you down, making $50,000 a year, $30,000 a year with your single mom. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all could do better than this. But I think that's it. So, yeah, you guys hit the sub for me. Hit the sub. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm just a little creator allowing God to use me with my unique abilities. You get me? That's it. So kindly hit the sub for me. I appreciate it. See you guys on the next one. Peace.